It's Transformers96 here, doing a quick video talking about two pictures that were released from Hot Toys as preview images for their upcoming Rogue One Donnie Yen figure. This is quite exciting. First of all, the name of this character, I still haven't learned quite how to pronounce it, and I don't even see it on here at the moment, so it's kind of hard to have reference for it. But I'm just going to call him Donnie Yen in this video, and Donnie Yen is obviously the actor who's portraying this character in this film. This figure looks very nice. I have to say that it looks like there's a lot of layering of clothes, which this figure captures really nicely. I think that the fact that he seems to have pretty baggy clothes at his legs will really help with the articulation there. And then his arm does seem to be raised a decent amount, even though he has very tight clothing around his arms. So I think that the arm should have decent articulation. And then he obviously is going to come with the stick that we see him use in the trailer when he beats up the stormtroopers, which this pose is obviously supposed to represent. And then this picture, which is quite nice, it does actually show a bit of the head sculpt. Usually they don't do that. Usually they cut it off before you even get to the head sculpt. But with like the Suicide Squad figures before they were released at Comic-Con, they did do the same thing where you saw just from like the nose down. I think that's kind of a neat thing, kind of teases it. From what I can see, it looks good. Obviously, without having the rest of the head sculpt though, it's hard to tell, but I think that it looks quite nice. Going over to the next one, basically same thing, just slightly different position. As you can see, he's going to come with a nice open hand there. I think that's very necessary, and you can see a slightly more of the head sculpt in this picture, but again, you can't see much anyway, so I think it looks excellent. I'm very excited for this figure. I think that this character is going to be a real standout in the movie. I won't say anything about what's been spoiled about him at the Disney convention, but you know, it was very unfortunate that the things were spoiled. But this character, I think, is going to be really fantastic. He's a blind person who does believe in the Force at a time when most people don't, so I think that's very exciting as well. And then the Donnie Yen, the actor, he's a fantastic martial artist. If you haven't seen any of the Ip Man trilogy, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're interested in foreign films and Kung Fu films. It's a really fantastic trilogy, especially the first two movies. The last one I do still really like, but the first two are the best by far, I would say. And then there's been a fourth one announced as well. So I'm a big fan of Donnie Yen, and I'm super excited to see him in Star Wars, and I think this figure represents the character really nicely, at least from what we can see with it. The only issue where I see articulation could be an issue is the ankles. As you can see, his left ankle there is really, it's not, there doesn't seem to be much of a pivot on it. Now maybe they just haven't taken advantage of the pivot. However, I think that you know, they do a good job with poses, so I think they probably would if they could. So I feel like he's not going to have very good ankle articulation, but other than that, it looks like articulation is quite good. And with this figure being shown, it gives you hope that they will do most of the main team from Rogue One. And the ones I'd be interested in getting are Jin, K2SO, and Donnie Yen. I'd probably get those three, and then I'd wait to see the movie if any other characters kind of win me over and I decide to get them. But at the moment, if they just put them all on pre-order today, I probably only go for K2SO, Jin, and Donnie Yen. But there you go. That's my thoughts on these preview images for this Rogue One figure. Very excited to see the full reveal for it. Very excited to see this character in the movie. Let me know what you guys think of this figure, and thanks so much for watching.